the head coach of
winners of 5 in a row. For Golden State, Stephon Castle in from tomorrow against Boston. The 11th time, an all-star for the 12th, but he will not play. This will be Wemanyama's second appearance, first as a starter. De'Aaron Fox misses the shot, something he should be a reserve in the All-Star game. San Antonio, despite the NBA's third-best record with just one player, an All-Star. Draymond Green can't knock down the three. Spencer got the offensive rebound, and Moody swishes home a three-pointer to get the scoring started.
Well, this is a three-point heavy team anyway. Without Steph, they're going to try to get as many jacks from that area as they possibly can.
They lead the NBA in made threes at 16 per game. Fox finds Wemanyama for the easy two. Assuming that was a pass over the rim.
No question. That's not your friendly scorebook, Dave. That's just facts.
When you got a guy that's that tall, even if it's an air ball 4 feet short of the rim, it's a great pass. Green swings it to Melton, and he drains a three. 2 for 2 start from deep for Golden State. The Warriors are 2-2 in the 4 games that Curry has missed with that knee injury. Here's Wemanyama on the turnaround, and he has all 4 for San Antonio. Very similar start to what we saw last night.
Well, these two teams played competitive basketball games. Steph averaged 47.5, and Draymond did a very good job on Victor Wembanyama. That is a matchup I can't wait. What has Victor taken from the first 2 against Draymond?
Good hustle by Spencer to knock it away. The Warriors won both those games in November in San Antonio. Here's Castle. Vassell on the spot up short, and Draymond Green with a good block out.
He's had 2 consecutive terrific blockouts, understanding that because of his reach, he really has to do a great job with his body contact on Victor.
Moody, hard screen set by Green, and the fall away gets the bounce. 5 points early on for Moody, who's had a pair of 25-point games in his last 6.
His teammates talk about he's got a very even-keeled demeanor, but to me you can see his confidence is so much higher.
Fox with the floater, and when you've got Wembanyama there, if you're the defense, what do? Because you already saw the lob, so you back away, and then he takes the teardrop. Puts the D in a tough bind. Moody through the lane. Green, mid-range shot, and he's able to push it down.
Great start for this team, who has actually done a good job here at home. 18-9 overall.
Castle, nice move, getting to the short corner and banking it home. First points for Castle, second-year player out of Connecticut, the Rookie of the Year last year. Here's Spencer, can't get the scoop. Pat Spencer recently got his contract converted to a standard deal. Former undrafted player who was a lacrosse standout at Loyola before playing 1-year college basketball at Northwestern. He's now in the NBA. Green's three is good. The third triple for Golden State to start the game. A turnover. Santos waiting for some help. Now goes on the attack and draws the foul. Fox personal foul. 1 out of 2 for Santos. Scored in double figures in the last 7 games, averaging 15 points per game during that contest. Three-pointer Champagnie off the mark. San Antonio 0 for 2. Another good block out of Wembanyama.
I was just going to say it, Dave. I mean, it's 3 times that he's not been in position at all to use his length to get a board.
Moody downhill. Missed the shot. Long rebound. Green able to shield Wembanyama from the basketball. Great pass underneath to Santos by Green for the easy basket. And a timeout by San Antonio.
And then Johnson added, it'll hit him when he's there in LA with his family, and certainly when he's looking up in the huddle and he sees his coaching guys who were all-stars when their head coach was still in high school, Dave and DB.
Yeah, it's a life comes at you fast story for Mitch Johnson as Harper drains a 3 for the Spurs. You think about 16 months ago, he wasn't even a head coach in the NBA. He was an assistant on this staff. Greg Popovich obviously had the stroke. He ends up coaching the rest of the season, getting the full-time job, and now he's coaching the All-Star game, in part because Mark Daigneault is ineligible to represent the West because he was the All-Star coach last year.
Somehow make this your own thing. It's been incredible. And you want to watch a competitive guy who maybe his demeanor doesn't belie how competitive he is? Watch Mitch Johnson.
Was a 4-year player at Stanford, played with the Lopez twins, 10 years now on the staff with the Spurs, and in the Coach of the Year conversation. Vassell's 3 off the mark, and Al Horford, who's really stepped up his game lately, got the rebound. Here's Podziemski, 3 is good, and that is the 4th three-pointer to start the game for Golden State.
They're just playing free and loose, right? You know that the idea is get as many of these off as possible.
Wemanyama answers from deep. He is 3 for 3. 7 points. He had 17 of the first 20 Spurs points last night. Podziemski feeling it off the bench. Back-to-back buckets for him. Golden State with 21 points in 6 minutes against the number 3 defense. Here's Wemanyama missing his first miss of the game, and Green tracks down the rebound. Draymond Green, 5 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. Moses Moody with the mid-range shot, and he's got 7.
What an incredible start for this team. They both from 3 and from 2, 60 and 50%.
Kick out by Castle. Johnson's 3 no good.
Wow, they're going to get caps on. He took in the last game. I love that kid. I mean, he's just tough. He's like, I'm good.
Horford keeps it alive after the miss by Payton. Moody wide open. Around it out. And rebounded by Johnson. And a takeaway for the Warriors. Podziemski to Moody. He'll try it again and miss again. And Barnes, the former Warrior, gets the defensive rebound. And
make things happen with their defense.
Castle tried to lob it for Cornette, who got pushed. They get Moody.
He's had every kind of contract you could imagine.
Barnes on the step back. Off the mark on the 3. And with Keldon, with the rest of the Spurs are 3 of 10. And they're down 9. Fox gets a good look. He knocks it down. Entry pass to Horford. Great cut and fine by Payton.
Horford just has such a good feel.
Steve Kerr is the lob by Barnes to Cornette. Connects, and Kerr calls a timeout. He told us he thinks what Al Horford.
They had 38 in the first quarter. Where do you guys need to potentially tighten up defensively?
Yeah, I mean, offense isn't our problem. We scored 31 points. That's enough to, one, be in the game. That's definitely enough to be winning this game. But we have to be able to cut out their easy baskets. I mean, 40 points a quarter. You do that, that's a historic offense over there.
Darren, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave?
They've got to start impacting the three-point shooting by the Golden State Warriors because they are in a rhythm from out there. But to George's first question, like 8 straight games for De'Aaron Fox where he doesn't get to 20 points. But he's had 12 straight games of 5 minutes, but fitting in and still affecting winning. I love the ethos of this group as Victor gets fouled.
They're going to wave it off, though, and say...
Very surprised that doesn't count.
By the way, you said it's been a while since you've seen the Warriors not turn the ball over. It's the first time since January of 2024. 12 assists, no turnovers in a quarter as that spins out for Wemanyama, but tipped in accidentally by Melton. It's also the first time that they had those numbers in a first quarter since 2022. Melton, he'll try a 3 and get it. 7 3-pointers for Golden State. Wemanyama pushed by post. They credited the last. You never know what you're going to get in the NBA in the game before the All-Star break in terms of the headspace of the guys. San Antonio on the second game of a back-to-back. Wemanyama doubled, goes up, and is fouled by Green. But he is at the line. Let's take a look at our upcoming NBA national TV schedule. Tomorrow night on Prime Video, it's a doubleheader. Bucks Thunder, followed by the Mavs and Lakers.
He is not a big, burly, beefy center. So their aggression, their physicality may manifest differently. Doesn't mean that they're not a physical basketball team. It's just going to take a little bit different way to go about it.
Boy, Wemanyama communicates the entire defensive possession.
Oh, yes.
He is always talking. Green wide open. Missed the three. Post battling Wemanyama, and Post gets to the loose ball. Spencer fires. No good. And Carter Bryant, the high flyer, who will be a slam dunk participant. The slam dunk contest this weekend gets the board. The rookie out of Arizona. By the way, Arizona still, until this week, undefeated, and lost to Kansas on Monday night, their first loss of the year. Bryant, who spent 1 year with the Wildcats before being the 14th overall pick, gets the basket. Post gets past Wemanyama. Maybe got surprised there by Post off the bounce. Castle explodes, hangs and kicks, swing, Wemanyama. Poked out, Barnes gets to the loose ball. Champagnie to the corner. Bryant nails the three. He hit 3 3-pointers last night. Post trying to answer, does for three.
Victor coming up the floor, shaking his head in disgust that they got another three.
8 of 18. Great passing by the Spurs. And another good look from the corner. Not that time for Bryant. Excellent defense, Bryant. Poking it away from Melton. And Melton called for the foul. That 50 mark. We mentioned Bryant, 20 years old, had a career 11-point lead for Golden State, matching its largest of the first half. 4 minutes gone by here, and a high-scoring first half. Castle misses. Stephon Castle just 1 of 4.
He's getting to his spots, though. I feel like every shot he's taken is within, his makeable range. And his ability to touch the paint consistently is extraordinary as Guy Santos gets a bucket to go.
Santos now with 7 points. Another Warrior assist. They have 18. Champagnie missed the three, kept alive by Bryant. Castle hangs and fouled. A year ago out of Connecticut, where he helped UConn win the net.
Them driving the car fast. I want them using instinct and skill in everything that they have at their disposal. Sometimes they're going to crash the car, and I'm okay with that.
Missed free throw, but kept alive. And Champagnie's three nowhere near. He is 0 for 3 from the floor, but another second chance, or third chance opportunity, rather. Castle penetrates, taken away. Santos with the steal. Santos into the chest of Bryant, who met him in the air and sent it back. Castle on the other end gets deep in the paint, no one to kick it out to. And the traveling.
Again, you want him free, confident.
He's got 3 turnovers now in the game. He mentioned 2 here in the last couple possessions. Ayton, sweeping hook is no good. Carter Bryant growing in confidence by the minute.
Well, that defensive play made a couple possessions ago, so good. Great patience by Carter Bryant.
Fox fires underneath, and Horford knocked it away. Shot clock. He's 0 for his last 3 after a 3 for 3 start. He works on Draymond Green, turns and scores against him.
That's where the wrist height. Okay, folks, he is at 10 feet almost. The wrist height is at 10 feet. Who's going to check that? Nobody. The answer's nobody.
Averaging 24 points per game, 11 rebounds, which is 5th in the league. Nearly 3 blocks, which is 1st. Santos tried to shovel it underneath and turned it over. Spurs looking to run. Vassell lobs for Wemanyama, catch and finish. And Steve Kerr sensing the momentum.
What point?
It's the work ethic, it's the competitive fire as he challenges Draymond Green, but commits the foul, his first, second team foul. Wemanyama can become, over the next 5 years, the sky is the limit.
If you happen to watch the first 8 minutes of basketball, it's tight enough in tight spaces. He made a move on the baseline, had to finish a dunk with the left hand. It's absolutely breathtaking, and we have seen great players, but what he can do is absolutely breathtaking, or fear-inspiring if you got to go against him.
Now, to be eligible for all the postseason awards, he's going to have to play in most of the remaining games. This is game 40 as the three goes for Vassell. You have to play in 65 after tonight. There will be about 25 games left for San Antonio, so pretty much every one Wemanyama will have to compete in to be eligible. Got a foul here on the shot by Moody. NBA All-Star Weekend begins Friday with a celebrity game of the Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Detroit Lions. Sham Charania will look to school the rest of the competitors as well. Giannis and Mookie Betts are the coaches. 58-49 Warriors, 5 minutes to go in the half. Harper on the baseline. Bryant in traffic, stepped through 2 defenders, did not travel, I guess.
I thought he might have traveled.
Horford fires. Rebound, Santos. And Spencer stepped on the sideline.
Back to where we anticipated them in terms of win-loss record. Would you say that's fair?
Yes.
Yes.
And they're 3 games behind Oklahoma City. They still could get the 1 seed, and they have the tiebreaker.
They're 4-1 against Oklahoma City.
Spencer, that was kicked.
They have a rough quarter.
No Steph Curry, missing his 5th straight game. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's out for the season. Had ACL surgery this week after tearing it against Miami back in January as the Spurs turned it over.
To no one's surprise who has watched Steph Curry play, he's got runner's knee.
Shot of Porzingis. He hasn't played since January 7th. Now, he was with the Hawks and came over to the Warriors at the deadline, but he's battled an illness the last couple of years, and then his Achilles has been an issue, and he's missing.
Championship. And the year he had with Boston, that first year.
They like how he plays with Al Horford. That's one of the reasons they thought he'd be a good fit with Steph Curry on the floor, of course. And again, that could happen next week. Both return. Spencer puts up an air ball. The offense has come to a screeching halt here in the last minute and a half. And Wemanyama gliding, but unable to finish. And now in transition, Spencer, nice catch. Green gets it back. He'll fire. Missed the 3 off the side of the rim. And they're going to call a loose ball foul here.
But George, they had 8 offensive rebounds, the Spurs, and the bench was tremendous. 17 points from the bench in that second quarter, 17 of their 32. Those guys gave them a big lift.
Draymond Green missed the shot inside, can't bat it home. Santos got the offensive rebound. Melton for 3, it's good. And DeAnthony Melton 3 for 3 from 3-point range.
What a pickup he has been. We would like to have seen him have a full year last year. He was playing very good basketball before he got hurt.
Yeah, tore his ACL, then was involved in a trade. Now back with the Warriors as Fox commits the foul after Golden State playing its 5th straight game without Steph Curry. They are 2-2 since the right knee issue, but Curry told George Sedano he visited with him in the first quarter. Should be back after the All-Star break. Another Golden State 3, this by Moody.
Just like they started the basketball game, hot from 3, aggressive, confident.
Here's Vassell, can't answer. And Wemanyama trying to keep it alive, going over the top of Green. Vassell catch and shoot, spins out, rebound Green. Golden State trying to run. Here's Melton, got another 3. Timeout San Antonio, a 9-0.
And this is a team, they know they're undermanned. First of all, they play hard. They always have under Steve Kerr. The culture is established. But you're down Steph Curry. You're down.
State 29-25, currently in 8th in the West. 3 games out of 7th, but also 3 games out of 9th. They were in the play-in last year. They won the play-in, then beat Houston in the first round as Wemanyama tips that pass off the window and in. He's got a team-high 15 points. He averages 24.5 points per game on the season. Shot clock at 10. Draymond Green, 6 assists, no turnovers for the Warriors. He'll roll as Melton floats it to him. Wemanyama comes over, challenges it, but Green scores against him, and a foul.
This is Draymond playing good basketball. You think about it.
The shooting hasn't been great for Draymond Green, but he's doing everything else. He's got 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Lead is 14. It's the largest of the night for Golden State, and now a foul called on
The case.
Or he would leave the building early with 6 fouls.
All right.
36 years of age on March 4th. Count the basket for Castle and 1 to foul and Moody, his 4th. So a 3-point opportunity for Castle, just his 2nd.
It's going to do nothing but get better over time.
He is powerful.
He's powerful, and I think the key for he and Dylan Harper, they don't have to be lights-out shooters, but they have to be respectable enough to balance their explosive driving.
We didn't even know if Castle would play tonight after a hard fall last night. He was listed as questionable. Shot clock at 5. Spencer on the baseline. Able to put that on the rim. It wouldn't fall. Spencer now started 8 games this season. Misses the first free throw, including the NBA All-Star game on NBC.
Things tipping off early for NBA All-Star weekend because of the Olympics, of course.
Victor Wembanyama will be in Los Angeles. His 2nd All-Star appearance. His 1st All-Star start. Steph Curry, his 12th All-Star selection, but he will not play because of the knee injury. Fox going baseline. Skip to Champagnie. Shot block at 3. Here's Vassell. 3 is no good. And trapped down by Melton. Melton gets past Castle. Trying to recover. And Melton hits the deck. Able to keep the possession going, and good to see him get to his feet after the injury last year. Santos couldn't finish, and Wemby brings it up the floor. Fox, and boy, again, defensively, your challenge off that points for both teams. I mean, San Antonio, it's obvious. They've won 5 in a row. They're trying to, as Santos misses inside and Wemanyama gets the rebound, they're trying to keep the streak going. Golden State, if they win and Curry comes back on Thursday after the All-Star break, that means they went 3-2 without it.
Right. Massive.
Corner 3, Santos off the mark and rebounded by Castle. San Antonio trying to cut it to single figures. The Spurs have trailed throughout. Largest deficit was 14 earlier in the quarter. Castle again powering it up, but missing that time.
He's frustrated that he's not getting any calls.
Spencer gets a great look, but can't hit it. And a foul on Castle as he knocks Santos. Gary Payton yet to check in the 2nd half. Had a great first half with 10 points and 5 assists. Spencer with the hook shot off the window. Harper to the corner. Keldon Johnson launches. Can't connect. And rebound Santos. Krzyzewski working with Draymond Green on the screen. Now fires underneath. And it was last touched by Vassell. A left selection to an all-defensive team. Shot clock down to 4. Spencer driving on Fox. And Spencer with back-to-back banks.
Different sides of the floor. How about that guy? 1 year of college basketball.
And before college basketball, the NCAA assist leader in lacrosse at Loyola, Maryland for 4 years. 29 years old, but his 3rd NBA season. Horford backing down Johnson. Bounces underneath. Santos goaltending on Wembanyama. Here they are number 7 in defensive rating. Johnson drives and scores, plus a foul on Golden State.
He's had an excellent year. When you listen to anybody around this organization, they say heart and soul of this group is Keldon Johnson. He's quite the spirit in the locker room, apparently.
Now in his his 7th NBA season out of Kentucky. Midway point of the 3rd quarter. Payton for 3, no, and backside rebound Johnson. Johnson going to work again on offense and scoring against Santos, who had to be careful not to pick up that 5th foul.
Well, what I told you in the 2nd quarter, when they had 16 rebounds, 8 offensive, their bench was terrific.
Spencer weaving through traffic out to Payton, spot up 3 off the front rim. And Cornet, who's in for Wemanyama, gets the rebound. Harper looking to push tempo. Harper keeping that pivot foot down, looking for a teammate. Now it's out to Johnson, who's got the hot hand. Shot clock at 7. Johnson will keep. He misses. Cornet bats it to him, and this time he scores.
Again, this group doing a heck of a job. And how about them, that little ability to keep that alive, gets him a bucket.
Spencer lobs, and too high for Gary Payton. San Antonio has it down the 9. Harper driving, contact with Kajemski, no whistle either way. The basket is good, and Steve Kerr called.
Look on us, they was attacking the paint on us. They got like 4 layups in a row. It's a foul, so we got to clean that up, you know. Make them shoot jumpers, make them shoot contested ones, and get out in transition.
You guys have done a solid job on Wemanyama, led by Draymond Green. How do you try to continue that here moving forward?
Keep showing crowds, getting out early and just boxing out. Man, they got a lot of second chance points, so we got to just keep boxing out, securing rebounds.
D'Anthony, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave, DB.
Well, George, they keep pushing him to the perimeter, and he's now 1 for 7 from 3-point land. And a foul here on Keldon Johnson. We've seen a drill in previous warm-ups where they've got Victor Wembanyama standing on 1 foot, holding the ball low, and a member of the athletic training staff just whacking at his arms, trying to jar the ball free to work on his strength and his contact balance as Barnes throws it down. It's the first lead of the night for San Antonio.
2nd quarter, it was the same thing. It was the bench who gave him a big lift.
You touched on Golden State's struggling in clutch games. They've had 9 losses this year when leading going into the 4th. Now, they were tied in this game going into the 4th, but they had a 16-point lead at one point in the 3rd quarter. They turned it over there. They've done a good job for the most part protecting the basketball, but they're now up to 10 turnovers. Got a foul here, and they're going to say that the game-winning shot against Memphis Monday. Johnson hits the first free. And he's got 14 points. He had that on the season. 4-point lead for the Spurs. San Antonio trying to win its 6th in a row. That would be the longest streak right now in the NBA. Cleveland won tonight, so they've won 5 in a row along with the Spurs. James Harden has provided a boost for that Cavalier team. Payton gets his own miss, but couldn't keep it from Steve Kerr. Good minutes off the bench this year. He's not available tonight either. Wembanyama driving, collides with Draymond Green. They're going to call Green for the block. That's his.
And I think good officials do give people a listen if they have a real grievance in their mind. I thought it was really good officiating all around by Josh.
Wembanyama goes 1 for 2 at the line. 13-0 run by the Spurs going back to the 3rd quarter. Their lead is 5. Payton underneath. Wembanyama lurking, so he kicks it out. Champagnie blocked it. Shot clock at 3 for Moody. Reverse layup is good. First points in a while for Moses Moody.
Big one, so, I mean, all the momentum had been taken away from them, and they were starting to struggle, so that's a big one.
Fox trying to get downhill, lob for Wembanyama, and the smash. 20 points for Victor Wembanyama. 7th assist for De'Aaron Fox. Wembanyama almost caught that in the air. Spencer thought it was a goaltend.
He's had 2 of those.
Taking it all the way to the cup, Dylan Harper. And it's a 7-point lead, the largest for San Antonio.
But Wemby's ability to navigate the person coming downhill at him and still be positioned. Look at the amount of times he makes you go, no, actually, let's get that out of the paint.
And then look at Kajemski. Wembanyama, it's like pulling the chair out of a guy driving. He just backed away. Crowd trying to get the Warriors going here. Golden State with 67 first half points, but just 29 cents. Good look from the corner. Horford cannot hit it. Wemanyama. Three-pointer is good.
I mean, just extraordinary. Hadn't had that part of his game going all night. He's been such a major force on defense. His communication back there is exquisite.
It's a 20-2 run right now by San Antonio. Shot clock down to 7. Horford going one-on-one with Johnson. Kicks it out to Spencer. Post drains a three from the corner. A much-needed hit by Quentin Post.
Yeah, but you know how many efforts Wemanyama makes on one defensive sequence?
Wemanyama driving through the lane and fouled. He'll go back to the line.
Oklahoma City's defense is as good as this. Watch Hartenstein and Chet
And Wemanyama misses another free throw. He's 6 of 8 at the line. 24 points, right at his season average. 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. And it's an 8-point San Antonio lead. With the forces depleted for Golden State, where will the offense come from to try to make a run here? Horford, corner three. No good. Pajemski can't stick it back. And again, you wonder, with Wembanyama lurking, is that why Pajemski didn't bring it down? Harper in transition, gets 2.
Wow, just this guy, again, I keep talking about that dynamic guards. I think Josh Timmons.
7 minutes to play here in regulation. San Antonio trying to run its win streak to 6.
Sorry, Dave. Interesting they're going double big here. San Antonio. And it's
Antonio in the third, or much of the group, with Cornette on the floor instead of Wembanyama. Shot clock at 3 for Golden State. Post driving, kicks, and with about a 0.1 on the shot clock, Melton fires and connects on a 3. 33 assists for Golden State. San Antonio's got 30 assists. 7-point game. Harper, Johnson. Poisson hits a 3.
He can be very streaky from 3. Keldon, he's 2 for 5. He's got 17 points.
Nice cut by Horford. Melton with the find.
This is why you hear Steve say they're better equipped. That combination of Melton and Horford, 2 guys who can make shots, can make plays.
112-104, San Antonio at the midway point of the 4th quarter. Vassell fires to Harper with a shot clock down to 6. Back to Vassell, timer 3, spinning in the lane, hanging and hitting. Vassell, who Mitch Johnson says is our connector, whether it's with the starters or off the bench. He's a big reason why San Antonio is where it is in the standings. 2nd in the West, 3rd overall in the NBA. 37-16 record. Pajemski going baseline, and a foul called on Cornette. Well, this weekend, NBA All-Star 2026 is in Los Angeles. 3rd election, 11th start. Victor Wembanyama will play. It'll be his 2nd straight appearance, his 1st start. Pajemski now 5 of 5 at the line. Harper got deep, can't bank it in, and they're going to call a loose ball foul on San Antonio. Nearing 5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Pajemski working on Cornette, steps back and puts up an air ball. Wembanyama's on the bench and he's still altering shots. Johnson for 3. In and out. Rebound Post.
You're going to get Victor Wembanyama in on the next dead ball.
Melton trying to put on the brakes. Out to Moody. Not even close on the 3 ball. The Warriors are seeing ghosts right. Guys one-on-one in the lane to continue to kick it out. You wonder where the next block is coming from. Even when he's not in the game. Golden State's got 39 points in the half. They're down 8. Can they get a stop? Mid-range jumper, no good from Castle. Johnson got the offensive rebound and a foul. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists for Green. He's had a great night. Wemby, as Green flies by, Wemanyama misses the 3. The tip no good on the first try, but on the second, Castle bats it in.
Boy, that guy's ability to board it. Quick second jump by Castle.
Podziemski loses his footing, but tripped by Johnson, his second foul. 4th team foul on San Antonio.
Al Horford going to check back in for Golden State as well. And De'Aaron Fox.
Oklahoma City stay in the mix, try to get that 1 seed. They're 3 back right now in the loss column. Podziemski for 3, around and out.
And Keldon goes and gets another rebound. And Stephon Castle out. Harper keeps playing.
Meanwhile, Podziemski's missed 7 shot attempts in a row after a 4-for-4 start. Johnson backing down Green, goes to the left hand and scores. Largest lead of the night for the Spurs. Green attacks, scores, and a foul. Great take by Green, +1.
That's
pounds and 2 blocks.
Just remember about this Golden State team. In this 2-2 stretch, they've been down double digits, including by 10 with 4 minutes to go in their last game. Like, Mitch was hot and should have been hot at that last breakdown. You got to finish this.
Fox pulls up and scores again. De'Aaron Fox with 25. San Antonio matching its largest lead of the game at 12 with 2.5 to play. Trying to stretch the win streak to 6. Be their 2nd longest of the year. They had an 8-game win streak in December. Green, no switching home a 3-pointer to stay within striking distance. Be their 2nd longest of the year. They had an 8, could not get the 17 points for Green to go with 12 boards, 7 assists. And he's done a good job defending Wemanyama. Harper in the lane, brings it back out. Shot clock down to 8. Fox walks into a 3. Rattles around but won't fall. Arm as Green gets a steal. A chance here for Golden State. Big possession, down 9. Green hit a 3 a moment ago. Nice cut, Podziemski. Green, you know, is going to find him. That's 8 assists for Green, and it's a 7-point game.
An exchange communication happens late by San Antonio. I'm telling you, they don't quit.
No Steph Curry for the 5th straight game. Jimmy Butler tore his ACL a few weeks ago. Porzingis hasn't played yet. Yet the Warriors are hanging with the team that has the 3rd best record in the league. Keldon Johnson, though, who's had a great second half, scores again.
There's a reason he and Harper are on the floor. Number 1, Johnson will mix it up and board it on both ends. And he's fearless offensively.
Santos couldn't handle the pass. A turnover by Golden State. Spurs up 9. Barnes. And now Wemanyama. They're not going to take the shot just yet, although Wemanyama has the mismatch on Moody. Now he'll post up. Wemanyama fouled, and he'll shoot 2. 7. He was hovering around 4 each of the last 2 years per game.
Basketball skills. Put it on the deck, shoot 3, block shot. This Dave Pash.
He's visualizing, saying, I'm going to steal your soul tonight, which it seemed like he did in this 4th quarter, because since that second block, the Warriors offense has not been as good, and he forces another turnover there. Fox in transition with the dagger. The Spurs will stretch their winning streak to 6 in a row, longest active in the NBA. San Antonio will improve to 38-16. Golden State will fall to 29-26. San Antonio last year won 34 games the whole season.
Yeah.
And they'll be at 38 wins going into the All-Star break here in 2026.
Impressive.